Time for the Corona Post Show here at the Margaret River Pro. Boost Mobile bringing us here for an exciting stop on the championship tour. And what a day it was, setting up some big heats in the semifinals. Also have the quarterfinals set on the men's side as Main Break came to life again and started off with some thunder and lightning. And all of a sudden, once we saw the lineup, once the sun came up, we saw how incredible it was. So what a classic day of action. Thanks for watching the Corona Post Show. Joe Turpel, Rabbit Bartholomew, and Richie Lovett. Bugs, pretty exciting day of action. Some surprises as we've come to expect at Margaret River. Some big names went down today.
Yeah, it was a great day. You know, the round of 16 in the men's and the girls, of course, the ladies, the quarterfinals. I mean, they're all out there. So many world titles and world champions, and just the action was amazing. You know, Seth Meniz, obviously, with the heat with Gabriel Medina. That was the big one of the day, but there was plenty others too.
Oh, there certainly was. Rich, it's almost interesting this morning. We already had that giant day a couple days ago. I think almost the size took everyone by surprise this morning, and it was exceptionally clean as well.
Beautiful conditions when we came down this morning. And the thing I think that surprised us all the most was the wind. We were expecting some sort of variable winds from the onshore direction, but we had perfectly groomed offshore conditions for most of the day and perfect canvas, and the performance levels went up a little bit. More performance surfing today.
So true. Well, Bugsy said it. Medina going down was a really big deal for a lot of reasons. He's world #1. He hasn't missed a final all season long, and it happened to be at Margaret River. Once again, this venue giving him a bit of trouble, which was hard to see because we knew he had momentum, and it felt like maybe this would be the year he broke those like kind of tough losses. But once again, failing to make it into a final at the Margaret River Main Break. And how was the start over the falls for Medina, Bugs?
Yeah, this was a wild start. It was unbelievable. You know, Medina got right in front of Seth Meniz there, and he paid for it with the penalty. He was going over the falls, and you know, he then went to work on this first wave, and he started to look pretty good.
So he was sort of like trying to really hustle for that start. When you block like that before waves are ridden, they'll just start priority. So Seth had it, but like you mentioned, Medina did start swinging. He turned in a 6.0, which was the best wave of the heat, Rich.
Yeah, it ended up being a bit of a scrappy affair, and neither surfer really putting a really high score on the board, but Seth capitalized. He picked up some nice open face, clean waves, and got some really good work done. And most importantly, got to the finish on some of them as well, as you see that last final layback snap. And that was a big heat for him because Seth was really trying to get some good results coming into 21. And that's a big one for him, getting over the man who's arguably got the best form so far.
That was huge as things open up with the title race. But, I mean, even Seth went to talk about that win, and he was like, hey, I still feel really lucky I got through that heat. It was said it was really interesting just how hard he wanted to perform. And with 3s and 4s coming to his name, he's like, you know, at the end of the day, I'll take it. But it also means he has more to give. And so now he's getting his roll started into the quarterfinals.
Well, you know, going into that match today, Joe, I was looking at it going, this is going to be one of the best of the day, based on the fact that, well, Medina's been in the best form on tour, but Seth Meniz in his early days, on the big days a couple of days ago, he was unbelievable, you know, showing that North Shore experience. You know, he's so good at Sunset Beach and Haleiwa, and he's been one of the standouts.
Well, maybe one of the toughest losses for Gabriel Medina this year. Stace Galbraith caught up with Medina after the loss.
Unfortunately eliminated from competition in the round of 16. Gabriel, you've had time to debrief it with your coach. Andy, what are your takeaways so far?
Yeah, I mean, those are hard to heat. I was just not feeling it today, you know. But yeah, try to fix in the next event, you know. Always learning, always trying to get better, and that was a heat that I did a couple mistakes, but yeah. Yeah, I was just not feeling today, you know, just woke up different, which is rare for me, but it happens. I'm human being, so, but yeah, I'll try to surf a little more around and to get in the moment again, you know, and yeah, you can go for the next one.
You look like you're having more fun than ever on tour. Is that the case?
Yeah. I'm having fun. I love being in the water, just surfing and express myself surfing, really. And yeah, hopefully I can put it all together again in the next event. And yeah, better days coming for sure.
We've just seen a pretty exciting wave come through across the bay at the box. Any desire to have a go out there today?
Yeah, maybe I will have a try there. I don't surf much there in the last few years, but today is a good day. It's clean and actually it's not very crowded, so I can get a wave or two, so maybe I'll have a try.
Enjoy if you do. We really appreciate your time. Best of luck at Rottnest Island.
Thank you.
Great to catch up with Gabriel Medina. Tough loss there, getting an equal 9th. His best ever here at Margaret River is a 5th place result. As we check out the quarterfinals, yellow jersey is in jeopardy. Italo Ferreira has Felipe Toledo, but if Italo goes on to a victory here, that's the only case where he could be back in yellow heading into Rottnest Island. Richie, are we going to see that happen?
Oh, well, he's got a big heat coming up against Felipe Toledo, and I don't think Felipe has really hit his straps in this event so far. We haven't seen him put together a really excellent heat total, and you know it's just around the corner. It's going to happen, surely.
Yeah, looking at a couple of great heats as well. Griffin Colapinto, John Florence, as the final 5 talk continue. World #1 out with the equal 9th. Kanoa had that awkward interference against McGillivray, and Connor Coffin had an early knockout as well. So already looking at some shake-ups in that final 5 picture, Bugs.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, it's interesting to watch the progress of someone like, say, Ryan Callanan, who's been the standout surfer so far in the event outside the World Champions. And, you know, Ryan's in that top half of the draw. If he was to, you know, progress further, he would probably meet John Florence in the semi-finals, and that would be tantalising. You know, but we've got, you know, John in one half of the draw, Italo on the other half of the draw. That's probably the big stuff. But then, you know, there's Geordie Smith, and there's lots of great surfers. You know, Seth Moniz and Ryan Callanan.
It's pretty crazy, focusing on the final 5. Huge opportunity for John. We always knew that in the West. And now with Medina out, that's even more clear that he can close in that gap heading into Rottnest Island.
It was weird. When we were watching Gabriel's heat today, you could just tell something wasn't quite right. His timing was a little bit off. It wasn't the Gabriel that we've just seen in cyborg mode. And he even said it in the heat, you know, I am human. So that was the good news for us is that there's probably going to be a bit of a mix-up and a seesawing battle. And as spectators to the sport, that's what we like to see. We like to see multiple people getting up and having a turn at the top of the ratings there. So it's good stuff.
But he also, you know, mentioned that, you know, not just the human fact, but that he just didn't feel right today. And I mean, Richie, you know from being a competitor, you know, you get up on those days and it's like you get out of bed on the wrong side. You talk yourself up. You go, no, I'm right. And you go out there and just have a shocker and you go, I was never right.
Yeah, it's interesting and how human and giving he is now. In those post-heat interviews, win or lose, he's giving you more of a personal story, which I'm loving about Gabriel. And in saying that he left that heat with the highest single score, that's speaking to a 2-time world champ. He's always expecting more, like we all are, and he'll be resetting for Rottnest Island. On the women's side, it was pretty amazing to see the heat with Tyler Wright and also Tatiana Weston-Webb. We know Tyler trying to recover from some tough results on the East Coast, but Tati had never had a win over Tyler Wright. It's been 5-0 in their career in finals and semifinals, and Tatiana came out swinging, Richie.
Oh, wow. And just didn't the ocean produce as it does? It goes in waves and pulses, and it really pulsed in this heat. And that wave there, that was almost Gabriel Medina-esque, the way Tati just attacked that thing. And, well, Tyler, she put in some really good waves as well. Just carving and those rail grabs, just really stoked on that one. That felt good, but Tati, she just kept coming back, picking these really good waves where she could put that vertical backhand on display. And, well, just hats off to her, mate. She put in such a valiant effort today. And just look out, because this lady here, she is climbing up the ratings.
Yeah, well, she was against someone she's never beaten, you know, for the previous 5 times. She was behind in the heat. You know, when Tyler took the lead about midway through, she did not get phased at all. And Tatiana then went out there and produced that unbelievable finishing performance.
It was a great example of frontside versus backside, too, because Tyler could go straight up vertical. The sections were heavy, and they just had to keep that scale just right with separations. Tyler was ripping, but they had to make that clear decision between the 7.5 and the 9.23. Tati got that first win. Now she's with Bronte McCauley, the local hero, matching her personal best result on the CT. She's had a couple semifinals in the past, but then an all-time classic. The most decorated surfers on tour, Carissa Moore and Steph Stephanie Gilmore in that second semifinal, Bugs.
Yeah, 11 world titles there, and they've just, they've dominated for so long. That is going to be an amazing heat. Stephanie Gilmore pointed to the fact that, you have to be so on to beat Carissa Moore because Carissa's just so good this year. And, Stephanie said the only way she can do it is just to attack vertically and because she knows Carissa's going to be doing those huge big carve downs and, she's on.
It was interesting, Bugs. I caught up with Carissa when we were in quarantine and caught inside. And I was like, well, who do you want to be with? If you're in that final 5, best out of 3 series at lowers. And sometimes Carissa will just, compliment the entire tour being good. She'll kind of walk away from that. She's like, Stephanie Gilmore, because there's been years where Steph's been injured or not at the end in the title showdown with her in the past. And she's willing that to happen this year. We're going to get a little taste of that maybe as early as that semifinal.
That could be pretty awesome. One thing's for certain, we're going to see a goofy footer versus natural footer matchup. And let's not forget about the little local girl in there. She's on a bit of a heater too, looking at one of her best results on the tour to date. And she's got the home crowd advantage as well.
That's right. Well, it's time for the Boost Mobile Wave of the Day. And we just saw it go down in that last tee. Steph Gilmore turning in her first 9+ ride of the season. A 9.5 to take out Sally Fitzgibbons. Why was this wave so special, Bugs?
Well, Stephanie's been waiting the whole tournament, as she said, to really cut loose in a wave and allow her something to go vertical on. And, boy, gee, when she gets that opportunity, she's still got it.
9.5 when she needed it the most. What a performance for Steph Gilmore, getting past Sally. Sally, a former event champ, and Steph still looking to win this event. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the Corona Post Show, we'll go into the top 5, predict finals day, and also Dimity goes behind the scenes. You're watching the Corona Post Show. We're just trying to predict when it could be finals day. Rich, what's the plan the next few days?
Well, mate, over the next few days, we're going to get absolutely hammered with a series of southwesterly swells. And they're going to be upwards of that double overhead size. And the tricky situation that we have is that we're going to have a little bit of onshore breeze to contend with. So the size will be there. We're going to have to duck and weave around the wind a little bit, as you can see, Friday through Saturday and Sunday. It's predicted to be onshore. It's variable, quite light, but it is onshore. And then at the moment, Monday's looking like it could be the golden day with the offshore conditions, but we will come up and we will be checking in the morning and just having a look as a surfer. That's what we do. We get up and we look at it.
We got to check it, because even like today, Rabbit, we saw that onshore in the forecast, and with that weather pattern, that rain as well just made it really glassy and clean, and we scored today on a day that was supposed to be a little bit more troublesome.
Yeah, well, we started out with a bit of lightning, but sometimes when you get that cloud coverage and not strong winds, it just holds those conditions perfectly. It was glassy. It was just absolutely brilliant.
And we absolutely scored. So waiting maybe tomorrow or the next day, we could be getting the surfers back in action. Our favorite part of the post show, Dimity Stoyle went behind the scenes with the world's best.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner. Hiding under that blue hood.
Yeah. Just wanted to match. I don't need my sunnies on, but I'm just trying to be cool for Dimity.
Fast. I want to be fast. I want to be real speedy.
Cold surf, hot shower.
It's actually not that cold, but like it's so nice to get out and then just be like.
What's the plan today?
Your case, pink case. My plan?
Yep.
It's show up and blow up.
Yes.
You're so sweet. I was just like, I couldn't get one.
Are you giving waves to fellow Hawaiians,
Not really.
sister? Gentlemen.
Thanks, Seth. Good luck today.
Lipe, you in charge of the spare board this morning?
Charging the spare board this morning.
Who's
I almost late for the heat. When I got here on time.
got you?
And there he goes.
There he goes, Pedersen. Woo. Are you going to be waving the board in the direction he needs to paddle?
Oh no, that's an extra cost for it.
You gotta tuck your ears in like this. You tuck your jumper behind your ears and it looks like a kid.
This is some athlete banter.
How good's Dimity? It's all those moments in between or before the heats. You know, they've got their guard down, and Dimity's right in their face. I love it, Bugs.
Yeah, she, you know, they all respond beautifully to Dimity, and she gets those behind the scenes, you know, the personality.
Oh, we got to love that. Well, now it's time for the top five. Coming in at fifth today, the backhand of Ryan Callinan continues to be hot. What a heat he had today with his good friend, Frederico Moraes, Richie. He's getting big scores for his backhand, and they're well-deserved.
Well, Ryan Callinan, he's tapped into something at Margaret River main break, and it's those big backhand hooks on the biggest waves too. Just have a look at the power and precision of this man on his backhand, just hammering every single section. And, well, if Italo's bringing the speed, Ryan is bringing the power.
He certainly is. Coming in number 4, Italo Ferreira still firing and even got to go to the air today, Bugs.
Yeah, Italo was back to his best today, Joe. And he had the carve going, he had some air stuff going, and I just loved his carve. His backhand attack today was awesome.
So much fire in his performance. Doesn't matter if it's 1 foot or overhead. He has so much healthy energy, and now he's got a shot at yellow if he can win this event. So doing a great job, the reigning world champ, to move on into the quarterfinals, looking for his first win here at Margaret River. Number 3, world number 1, Carissa Moore. Total domination, Rich.
Yeah, this was a bit of a one-sided affair, and Carissa really picking up where she left off after the Newcastle final against Bella, just showing some world title form here. Have a look at this. Just composure, perfect rail game. Izzy had moments, but unfortunately it was just Carissa too far out in front. But this is great learning experience for Bella, the rookie on tour, coming up against such a seasoned competitor. She'll be going away just learning, always learning, looking to get better.
So true. Carissa just looked like she was in a low gear, picking the great waves and beautiful timing. I feel like she's saving even more for finals day, as these two have a couple of matchups already, but Riss continues to move on. And how about this one? Coming in number 2 on the top 5, Jordy on the buzzer turns the heat over Julian, going left at main break, Bugs.
Yeah, well, there's a pretty, for these guys, it was kind of a low-scoring heat. They both were in those 5-point ranges, which made it really dangerous at the end for either one of them. And it comes down to the buzzer beater from all time. I mean, Geordie had shaken hands, resigned himself to the fact he'd lost. Julian surfing great.
There's the handshake. Going right up next to him, he's like, thank you very much.
It's all over.
8 seconds on the clock. Geordie keeps drifting to the inside and then finds himself on the left. He needed a 3-8. He ended up getting a 4+ score on this wave, Rich.
This is just unbelievable. It's not the first time I've actually seen this approach where you've congratulated your competitor, then snuck under to get the score. But this is just, it's heartbreaking for Julian, who was back to kind of form in my mind. Was looking really good at Margaret River here, and you can see just the tension builds. Jules really yet to bag a good result, and that is just elation there from Geordie Smith.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tough start for Julian Wilson. Now we get to number 1 on the daily top 5. Local hero Bronte McCauley gets a huge victory over Joanne DeFay. Remember, Bugs, the waves were pumping in this heat, and the local crowd cheering Bronte onto that semi-final.
Yeah, well, let's lay down the gauntlet for the goofy footers today, Joe. Bronte was just on fire. She knew which waves to get. Her dad, Dave McCauley, one of the best goofy footers ever. And Bronte just put it together so well and made the dad proud.
Certainly did. Her backhand looked very solid. Great decision-making. Joanne DeFay was stuck inside and in 2 minds going, I got to keep priority, but the set was so big, it kept pushing her back. Mom and Dad's from different sides just congratulating that stressful moment, and they get to shake that one off. That was one of our favorite highlights from today. But now that you both have seen everyone surf quite a bit, you know, finals day is looming maybe in the next couple of days. It's time for me to put you guys on the spot. Picks for the win, starting with you, Rich, on the men and women's side. What are you thinking here?
Given the forecast and the size of the wave, I'm just going to go with the favourites. Hard to go past John, and on the women's side, it's, you know, Carissa Moore's to lose at the moment.
And Bugs, agree or disagree? Any difference with your picks?
I think John's a man to beat. I think Ryan Callan in that half of the draw is also on fire. And, of course, you know, we've got Italo at the bottom. He's going to be, you know, hard to beat as well. I think it's going to be an awesome matchup. But, you know, Seth Moniz could upset everybody.
So, basically, still hard to say.
Oh, it really is.
Joe, who you got?
You know, I like your talk about John. I feel like he's proven the last couple of years he's the guy to beat, and he hasn't been beaten yet. So, I don't think we can get past him yet, especially with that great forecast. And Carissa Moore, with her progression and variety, is lethal. I think the only story that might change that is Bronte McCauley getting her first win of her career. I think she's getting more confidence than ever before. She'll go into a final with maybe nothing to lose as well. So there might be a little surprise for us on the women's final.
That's a fairy tale finish for Joe.
That's right. As we know that we do have some great waves, the onshore flow is going to be something we're watching. Tomorrow's Friday, but looking like Monday could be a potential move to the box as well, because that's what Seth Moniz said he wanted to serve.
That'd be super exciting, and then it'll blow the field wide open. Anyone could win it if we go to the box.
You know, today I was watching the heat with Geordie and Julian. They needed one of those handshakes, so it's one of those 25-second handshakes.
Exactly. So many great highlights from today. Enjoy the rest of your evening, wherever we might be around the world, and join us on WorldSurfLeague.com for the call. Take care.
Good morning. Conditions are beautiful, Ronnie. Amazing matchups established in the round of 16 for the men here. John, couple of nice turns. He has been on fire in this contest so far. Pedersen, a beautiful full rail carve. Solid combination from the youngster.
He's feeling it.
Nice little drift on the tail there.
1 second on the clock.
What a turn of events, and to get the win off Wilson in the dying seconds. Zarkow, his backhand stays hot.
Undefeated, I did Floyd Mayweather. I'm the greatest and they hate it, I'm a big stepper. When you the GOAT. When you the GOAT. When you the GOAT.
Just snaps it under the lip. They'll be going up and over the falls.
And Seth has the jump on the two-time world champ.
Oh my God.
Kanoa just didn't even look.
Strong first turn. And he's going to hammer that end section. Great connection with the lip.
Wow, there's a bit going on out there, Ron.
And he'll stick it.
Look how fast he comes out of these turns.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.